Hello, Facebook family. I know I'm coming on a little bit early tonight, but I got home early, so I figured I would go ahead and do our Bible study. You know, I was going back and forth in my own head about what I should talk about tonight, what I wanted to talk about, what I thought would be relevant and appropriate or needful for this day. And I thought of the word courage. And as I thought about courage, I thought about a scripture in Joshua that I'm going to read to you in a minute. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? One day we are going to meet face to face. But I'm talking about courage, and so I thought about this text that I was going to share. And then I thought, well, you know, let me go on Facebook and let me see what is in the news today. Let me see what people are talking about today. Hi, Nathan Russell. How are you? And so I wanted to know what people are talking about, what's going on. And so I run across this post by Chris Crass. If y'all don't know Chris, he's from Louisville, Kentucky, and he is what I would consider a change agent. He's a white, middle-class male, father and husband. And on his page, I saw something, and I'm going to read a little bit of it to you, and it confirmed that, yes, courage is what we need to talk about tonight. So let me read what he's talking about. And his comment is in response to Colin Kaepernick. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Colin Kaepernick, you know, the football player who is refusing to stand for the national anthem. And here's what he says. He says, white people are losing it. No, here he goes. He says, our job as white anti-racists is to be courageous. So, you know, I zeroed in on that word courageous because that's what I was going to talk about tonight. So he says, our job as white anti-racists is to be courageous in these times and help lead more and more white people away from this death culture of white supremacy and towards the life-affirming, soul-nourishing, dignity-generating, heart-expanding, love-rooted movement for racial justice and black lives. Chris sounds like a black preacher right there to me. And so he's talking about courage. He says, and he has a hashtag. He says, let hashtag I sit with Colin become a rallying cry in white communities to help as many white people as possible see that the national anthem is a racist celebration of a ruling class that thrives off all of our misery. My God, yes, we are sitting in solidarity to end anti-black racism and police violence, and we are sitting because it's time to rise and all get free. This is what I'm talking about courage. Hey, Myra, how are you? Megan, how are you? Good. Thank you for joining me tonight as I talk about courage. And I was referencing a post by Chris Crass regarding Colin Kaepernick and the need for white anti-racist folk to have courage, right? And so here's the text that I was thinking about when I thought about courage. So in Joshua chapter 1, and I know I have some preachers on here, so you already know where I'm going, probably. So Joshua chapter 1, Moses has died, and now Joshua, who is much younger than Moses, God calls him now to lead the people of Israel. All of these people with their variety of personalities, variety of viewpoints, perspectives, ideologies, and so forth, to lead them now in Moses' place to the land of promise, to Canaan. And so in verse 9, here is what the Lord tells Joshua. The text says, I hereby command you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Now, let me tell you what I love about this text. I love that this text says, Rapper Jigsaw, hey, how you doing, my brother? It's good that you joined us here tonight. Reading Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. The text says that God tells Joshua, I hereby command you to be strong and courageous. This was not an option for Joshua. Being strong and being courageous was not something that God said, okay, if you feel, fearful, then you don't have to do this. If you feel intimidated, you don't have to do this. The Lord said, I command you to be strong, not to get strong, but to be strong. In other words, strength is already in you, Joshua. Courage is already in you. Be who you are. Be who I made you to be. And so the challenge for us as followers of Jesus Christ is to be strong and be courageous. Being strong and being courageous means having the energy, having the determination that no matter what, we are going to speak up and speak out for what is right and what is just, right? Doesn't matter if our neighbor doesn't do it. Doesn't matter if our family member thinks we ought to just keep our mouth shut and not say anything, not ruffle any feathers, not, get people upset, not talk about the isms, the racism, the sexism, all of the isms that divide us, right? Not just not talk about them, but don't do anything about them. We don't see ourselves as people that can make a difference. That is crazy to me. If we are followers of Jesus Christ, that's what we do. We make a difference in the world. And so where has our courage gone? I'm talking to white folk. I'm talking to black folk. I'm talking to Hispanic folk. I'm talking to Asian folk. Where has our courage gone? It is not an option. God commanded Joshua, be strong and be very courageous. Where's the courage? It takes courage to do what we know is right, to open our mouths, to take a stand, to say no, to silence the voices, to interpret scripture in responsible ways and not go along to get along. Not maintain the status quo of silence and maybe it'll just get better, or walking in this delusion that somehow we live in a post-racist society. Where have you been? You must not have any black friends. You must not know any black people. You must not associate with Hispanic people. You must be living in a vacuum, right? And so I want to encourage us, be strong. Be courageous. Do the right thing, as Spike Lee said. Know the right thing. Get to know some people that are other than yourself, that are different from you. And when I say get to know them, I don't mean just walk past them and say, hi, how you doing? I mean get to know them. Ask them about themselves. Ask them about the challenges that they have experienced because of their race, because of their gender, because of their sexual orientation. Talk to people. Listen to them. Get to know them. Be courageous enough to ask a question. Where has the courage gone? Listen, it takes courage. Joshua needed it. Jesus needed it. We need it. Peace. Real Talk with Dr. Irie. I'll see you next time. Have courage.